You face a situation where you have to make custom network cables or repair network terminations, but you don't know how to make them or you don't have the required tools. But don't worry, it's not rocket science. Today in this video, I'm going to show you some techniques on how to make the terminations and some tools you must have to do a perfect job. Hi, I'm Cleber, and here at Network Trunks I bring tips and news about computer networks. So, has the situation that I just talked about happened to you? When you need to repair a broken RJ45 connector or run a network cable from one location to another, but you don't have the correct tools for the job or you don't know how to make the terminations. Believe me, this situation has happened to any professional in this area, like computer technicians or network technicians. Leave your comment if it happened to you. I'd like to know what you did, because it happened to me, and you have no idea how much time it took me to crimp my first RJ45 connector. Just because I didn't have the proper tools and, the most important, the right technique. It was just a small project at home a long time ago when I was studying about network cabling, and at that time I was looking for any opportunity to practice what I was reading in the books. So I decided to run new network cables from my home router to my bedroom, because at that time my desktop computer and the printer did not have a wireless card. And the Ethernet cable was the only option I had to connect them to my small network at home. So, in my opinion, the first things you should have are the proper tools for this kind of job. By having them handy, you will perform the task faster and with high quality. To do so, I will show you some techniques and tools I use to make the terminations. Here I start from the point you already know about different types of Ethernet cables and the two RJ45 pinouts we can choose to use, the T568A and the T568B standards. So let's check the required items I recommend you to have in your bag. Ethernet cables. There are many types out there, but you'll be able to make the terminations by using any Ethernet cable, like Cat5, Cat5e or Cat6. Here for this video I have a Cat6 cable. RJ45 connectors, like the Ethernet cables, there are many types out there. These ones that I have are just standard types. And I just want to say something. If you want to know more details about each category of Ethernet cables and RJ45 connectors, I will have a video later in this channel just to explain their differences. We also have some Snaggles boots. These ones are just to protect the RJ45 clip. Now, the first tool in our list is the wire cutter. Here you can use any standard wire cutter tool like the one that I have, and it's used to cut the network cable of the required length and to cut the spline. The next one is the wire stripper. It's used to remove the outer jack of the network cable. These two tools, they can be combined in one. It is known as a UTP cable stripper. It is specially designed for twisted pair cable. So instead two tools, you'll be carry only one. The next one, the last one that I want to show to you, in my opinion, is the must-have for any IT department in any company, no matter what size they are. It is the crimping tool for Ethernet cables, like this one that I have. It is used to attach the RJ45 connector to the Ethernet cable. Here's the tip. If you want to buy a crimping tool, you don't have to buy a wire cutter and a wire stripper separately. Do you want to know why? Some models of crimping tools, they have all these three tools that I've shown to you in one. They are combined in one tool. So it's a good thing, right? So you're gonna have a wire cutter, wire stripper, and a crimper for RJ45 and RJ11 in case you need to make terminations for phone cables. What to buy, it's all up to you and your budget. I like to have the 3-in-1 crimper and the UTP cable stripper. Just in case if I'm working with someone else, an extra cutter will be a big help. While one does the cutting part, the other one can concentrate in crimping the connectors. So now let's make our first termination. The first step is to measure the network cable and cut it to the desired length. The tip here is to always cut a little bit more of it, because extra length will be used to make up any mistakes you may do while making terminations. Here, as you can see, I have a cable that is missing one termination. And now I'm going to use the UTP cable stripper to cut the cable, just to make a clean cut in this end. So the UTP cable stripper has a slot just for that. So I'm going to place it and push it, and it's done. As you can see, it's a perfect clean cut. Now, if you plan to use a snagless boot, this is the perfect time to slide them on. They will protect the RJ45 clip, and make sure they will be facing out towards the connector. The next step is to strip the outer jack off. So here you can use the UTP cable stripper or the crimping tool to strip 2 inches of the Ethernet cable to reveal the 4 twisted pairs. And here I'll place the cable into the slot that has that option, just to strip the jacket, but not the wires on the inside. So once it's placed, just give 1 revolution, that should be enough. And take it out. Be careful to not nick or cut into the twisted pairs, as this can weaken the wires and break the cable. If this happens, don't panic, make another cut and start over. That's the reason it's always recommended to cut an extra length. The third step is to remove the spline. So as you can see here, this cable has a spline inside. It has 4 wings. Before cutting it, we're gonna just pull a little bit, and by using the wire cutter, I'm gonna clip each wing. But be careful to not cut the wires. Give a twist. And now just pull back the cable, the jacket. Perfect. So now let's untwist all the pairs. Let's start from the brown one. While doing that, you can just flat them out, because that will make it easy to slide them into the RJ45 connector. Now the orange. And the last one, the green. There we go. Now the next step is to arrange the wires in a specific order. So, in case you are repairing a broken connector, like what I'm doing now, make sure you use the same RJ45 pinouts that is being used by the other end. Here, I'm using this end over here. It's using the T568B, so I'm gonna use the same standard in this end. So let's arrange the wires in order. It's gonna be the white orange, the orange, white green, the blue one, white blue, the green, white brown, and the brown. All of them in order. So now just join them closer together. Make sure they're in order. Just like that. And it's now the time to cut off the excess of wires, these ones. 1/2 inch should remain between the end of the wires and where the outer jack begins. Our goal here is to have the wires short enough so that we can squeeze the outer jack into the connector. So let's have our crimping tool to cut it. 1/2 inch. And done. They are all in order. Now let's crimp it. With the RJ45 connector clip facing down, slide the wires into the connector. Make sure the wire settles into its own groove. If necessary, push the cable all the way in until all the wires touch the end of the connector. Perfect. Next, place the RJ45 connector into the slot on the crimping tool. The entire connector should fit inside the slot. So now let's press it down to crimp the connector. So it's done. So now let's just inspect the wires and just make sure they didn't jump to the wrong groove. And if you can see the shiny ends at the end of the connector, it's all good. So now just slide the Snaggles boot into the termination and it's done. It's ready to go and plug it to something. So that's it. In this video, I gave you the best practices on how to crimp the RJ45 connector to a network cable and a list of the required tools to do the job. I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.